100% of the paper with PMP questions.
Yeah,
it's really
unfortunately, it was
unfortunate.
all PMP. Like they gave me some equations about the float dates and the I don't like terms I have never heard before in my life.
Oh
It
my
was so
God.
unfortunate. It was so funny, but not funny.
But did you at least try answering the questions, or you just
I
never
tried.
answer them?
I tried to use my logic and I tried to use my experience, but my experience was like in contracting. Because I'm an architect, they always get me stuck in the technical department. So
Yeah, right.
my whole experience is about drawings and details and materials and how to execute on site and the coordination part and everything. So the management part, I don't have really.
Idea.
I know only a little bit, like the things that I need to use, like when do I need to raise an RFI, when do I need to get the pre-qualifications, that's it. But like floating days, I don't know. This I have no idea. But it was fine. It was fine.
No problem. I hope that your next time will be good. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Who else is there? Can you please introduce yourself? The other people who are in the meeting, can you introduce yourself?
I don't know if they can hear you.
They're all on, so I don't know. The thing is, I'm very particular about my class that I need everybody to be very interactive. So if usually I actually told Ravi that I want to have my class in person, because it gets very hard because people don't concentrate.
Yes, true.
I think that once it's recorded, they'll just hear it. And I've had problems before that, one day before the exam, they'll, call me and they expect me to respond to their questions immediately while I'm at work. It's very, very, very unfortunate that they have to do this. And when I'm taking the class, they don't ask the questions. So this is a problem. Who is 2675?
I have no idea. I thought that this was the password of the meeting.
No. Who is Mehfil?
Sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Can you introduce yourself?
I
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you hear her? I'm sorry. Hello?
She's cutting off.
Yeah. Sorry, you'll have to speak up a little louder. I cannot hear you.
can hear you guys clearly.
Hello, can you introduce yourself?
I'm an architect currently with myself. How are you guys doing?
Okay, now we can hear you. I think maybe you should stop moving and then we can hear you.
Sorry, I had a connection problem, I think.
Okay, now we can hear you. Okay. Okay, great, super. So I was just telling Dana, is your name Dana or Dana?
Yes, Dana.
Dana, okay. That today and on Thursday we will do our class from 8 to 10. Okay. From Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday next week, we will do 7 to 10. Okay.
Okay, no.
Okay, great. I will introduce myself. My name is Giselle. I've been teaching this, training the students for, I think, 1.5 years now. A lot of my students have passed. A lot of them are waiting to get their exam because of COVID. Some of them don't have their papers yet. So on and off, a few of my older students join the class as and when they have to like do a refresher course one or two classes before their exam. So I think Dana, you can answer your exam soon once we finish the class. Have you already scheduled for your exam?
What they told me when I failed the exam, they told me to raise like a complaint on the website, and I did, but it's still under study. It's been almost a month now, and I'm still waiting for them to schedule.
Okay, fine. So hopefully you will get your exam day soon, hopefully when you finish the class.
Hopefully.
And yeah, so I work with a contractor also. So, which is why the last class, I was literally at work till like 7 o'clock. So I literally couldn't do it. And yes, if you have any questions, you can always message me on the group or on a private message. That's all right. Hopefully, I can answer all your questions. All the material has been given to you. Yes.
Yes.
Uh, we you have to go through the material, okay, before the next class. What my logic is during my class is I try to go through all the material. Most of the material that we have three presentations, okay. This is one of them which you're looking at. We have another one which is this, and we have this. So we try to have compiled all the syllabus together, okay, because sometimes what happens is some students get some kind of questions that are not related at all. They'll get like some random question which we have not prepared, okay. Those are like, you know, dangerous questions which sometimes you might know it, sometimes you might not know it. So we try within Green International to try and compile all the questions, and we try to ask the students to try and write down their questions after the exam so that they can share it in the group. So I will share a couple of questions from previous exams. Although some of the students have written the answers, they might not be correct. Okay. But I will still nonetheless share the questions so that we can discuss the questions and we can discuss the answers. Those you understood, because they write the question and they try to remember the answers that would have come in the exam, but maybe the answers are right, maybe the answers are wrong. Okay. So I will share them with you at the end of this class. So Dana, you already know how the system of the exam works. So the exam is 1 hour. You have 25 questions. There are 5 questions on 5 pages, right? On 5 different slides, yeah. And it's a multiple choice question. You choose one answer and you get marked on each answer. There is no negative marking. And you have to score at least 13 questions right to have passed, which is almost 50%, a little bit over 50% you need to score to pass. So sometimes what happens is some students get like 12 out of 25, which is not really passing. You know, they don't get one silly question right, you know. So that's it. So do you want to ask me anything else? Any of you?
No, I'm good. We can start the lecture.
Good. Who is the other person on the group?
I don't know.
Sorry, can you introduce yourself, please? Because I don't know who I'm talking to.
You know, I think it's someone who's posting the, or it's only the password, the passcode for this meeting, because as per the message that Mr. Ravi sent us, the passcode is 2675.
Ah, really?
Yeah, so I don't think this is an actual person.
Ah, okay. No, because
But I don't know if he's an actual person. He should speak.
just let me see. Just a moment, please. Yeah, I don't think 2675 is anybody's number though. Anyway, we move on. So the syllabus is broken down. Why we say it's a possible syllabus breakdown is because this is usually how people get their questions in the exam. And unfortunately, you didn't get questions like this. So it's divided into 5 parts. So you have theory and history of architecture, which ranges anywhere between prehistoric kind of architecture to modern day architecture. You'll have to know the features, the styles, the names, okay?
Okay.
Then you have regional and local architecture. So basically buildings in Qatar, the names of the buildings in Qatar, the architects, sometimes the contractors who worked on it, sometimes the names of the designers. So basically you need to be aware about all the buildings in Qatar, okay? Prominent buildings. When I say all the buildings, I mean prominent buildings in Qatar, okay? So if you're an architect, you have to know the name of, say, for example, there is a building in Al Dafna opposite the Sheraton. It is designed by Jean Nouvel. Do you know the name of this building? Either of you? It's a tower.
It's
There is somebody, see? There is somebody.
Hotel.
Oh.
Yes, there is 2675. Who are you?
Ibrahim.
Who are you?
Ibrahim, Engineer Ibrahim.
Please, can you introduce yourself? Because from a really long time, we're wondering who you are. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Come again?
Can you introduce yourself?
Introduce myself?
Yes, please.
I'm Engineer Ibrahim. I work at Jabir Trading Constructions as a site engineer. I have experience 10 years.
Okay.
I am Sudanese, from Sudan.
Okay. Why didn't you apply
That's it.
for your MMUP? Are you an architect
Yes,
or you're a civil engineer?
I graduated 2011 from Egypt.
You're an architect or civil engineer?
Architect. I work at field. I work at field for finishing work.
Okay. Okay. You're an architect. Okay. Okay, fine. Have you already given your papers to Ravi to start your process?
Come again?
Have you already given your papers to Ravi, to the office?
Yes. Yes, I already did.
Okay. So in my class, okay, I'm very particular about this. I need everybody to be on and interacting with me, please. Okay? So if I'm asking you a question, please, I expect all of you to respond to me. Not all at the same time, obviously. Whoever I ask the question to. Okay?
Okay.
So, like I was asking you, what is the name of the building opposite the Sheraton Doha? Do you know who is the architect for the Sheraton Doha? Anybody?
Sheraton.
Who's designed the Sheraton Doha?
Is it Al-Jada?
No. So there are things like this that we will go through in the course of our material. Okay, do you know the name of the museum on the Corniche, the new one?
The Qatar National Museum.
Do you know who's designed it?
The one by Jean Nouvel.
Okay, good. And the other museum at the end of the road?
IMPI.
The Islamic Museum.
What's the name of the museum?
The Islamic Museum, right? The one next to my
Art.
What's the correct name of it? You have to know the correct name of it.
Oh.
Oh. So it's called
Museum
the
of
Museum of
Islamic
Islamic Arts. Yes, exactly. That's how you have to remember it as, okay? You can't remember it as Islamic art. No, you have to remember the correct name. You have to remember the name of the architect, right?
Yeah.
Things like this you need to remember during exam. Okay, so these are things like regional and local architecture. In interior design and material specification, you will have things like what is the size of what's the size for a person to sit on a dining table? What's the width required for one person to sit on a dining table?
50 to 60.
And you're not right, but you're not wrong either. Okay, so there are things like this where you have to be very accurate about certain measurements. So if I ask you what's the minimum headspace required, minimum headroom required as per QCDD, do you know this?
2.283.
No, it's not.
It's 2.3. It should be 2.3.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Okay, it's not. That's we will get to that. So then you have material specifications, for example, what could be the material that is used for the Museum of Islamic Arts. Do you know?
But can you repeat the question, please?
What is the material that is used for the facade of the Museum of Islamic Arts?
Limestone.
Limestone, okay, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So during the course of these sessions, we will cover all this material. You have building utilities and professional practice. So I will ask you what is a design and build project, what are cost overruns, what is a variation order, what is a change order. Does anybody know any of these terms? Have you heard any of these terms?
Variation order, whenever the client asks for something that was not there during the tender, it's a variation or a deviation from IFC. It's a variation order.
It's usually called a change order when it comes
Change
from the client.
Yeah.
Okay? So you cannot call it a variation order. So these things. Okay, so a variation order is something that has changed in the specifications after you have given it to the
By
subcontractor. Okay, after you've given it to the subcontractor. So the subcontractor can claim for a wheel. Okay. And project management is something that I hope y'all would have done with Ravi. Yes? No?
For me, I haven't been able to attend any of the lectures with
Ravi?
Yes, because last week the lecture was postponed for like 2 times. I couldn't attend the Sunday lecture, and Saturday, last Sunday, sorry, I was already in the hospital, so I missed the class.
Oh, are you okay? Do you have COVID?
Yeah, I took the vaccination, the COVID vaccination, and I was feeling a little bit sick. So,
okay. Was it your second dose?
No, my first dose actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I hope you're okay now.
Yeah, I'm feeling much better today.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So, Salma, you joined our class. Do I know you from before?
Sorry, good evening.
Do I know you from before? Can you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Salma. I'm an architect. Basically, I'm graduated in architecture. I'm working as a planning engineer.
Okay. Do you have many years of experience in Doha?
Sorry?
Do you have a lot of experience in Doha?
Yeah. Yes. 7 years of experience as a
As
planning.
in, not as an architect.
No.
Okay. So you can go back to the session before because it's recorded. So our class, like I said, is from 8 to 10 just for today and on Thursday. Okay.
Okay.
So we will go through this presentation. Okay. I've tried to compile most of the questions that we have that usually comes in the exam, and I'll tell you which questions do come in the exam. So if you can just write it down and try and focus on those questions and learn more about them. So like you know, our session is only 15 hours, and the course of architecture in each country, I believe, is more than 5 years. So I cannot cover 5 years of architecture for you in 15 hours. So what I expect from all of you is to go through the presentations. Okay, please. And it's very important that you go through the presentations before each class and at least spend half an hour reading the presentations, please. And if you have any questions, obviously you can check online, okay? Because these are very common topics that all of us are going through every day. You can go online. I'm not restricting you all from going online to study, but I need you all to read something before each class that you all come to. So I expect you all, please, and this is very important, I expect you all to go through the presentations before you all come to the class. So you all are prepared for it, please, okay? Spend at least 15 minutes a day reading through some of the presentations. One of the three, the names of the buildings, the contracts, the three presentations that you'll have, please go through it because it's a lot of information to cram up before your exam. Y'all will all get confused if you don't read before your exam, okay? Very important. So if I ask you, and I usually have a theory when I do my class, that I will ask you all random questions before the next class of what we've studied in the previous class. Okay. If you don't understand what I'm saying, if you want me to stop, if you want me to give an explanation, please stop me at that point, or you can ask me at the end of the class, either way. Okay. Okay. So we have cigarettes. So does anybody know what is a cigarette? Or have you heard of a cigarette?
Yeah, first year of architecture.
Exactly. Exactly. So we will go through 5 years of architecture in 15 hours. So some of the information you do know, and most of the information is very basic. So I'm expecting you all to at least have an idea of what we're talking about in the class. Okay.
All right.
So cigarettes. So what do you know about a cigarette? Can you explain it to me maybe? Any one of you.
Okay, so ziggurat is a smaller version of a pyramid. It has a rectangular base. It's in the Babylonian era, as I remember.
No, don't read it from my presentation.
No, I'm not reading. No, I swear I'm not reading.
Okay.
I'm not reading. Trust me, I'm closing my eyes. I'm trying to remember first year.
Okay, great. Great, super. Okay, go ahead.
What else? I'm not reading. I promise I'm not reading.
Okay.
I'm trying to go back with my memory.
Okay, so I will tell you. So there are two things that you need to remember during your exam. One, they will ask you about ziggurats and pyramids. Okay, so a ziggurat basically is a temple. Okay, the main concept behind and the difference between a ziggurat and a pyramid is that a ziggurat is a temple and a pyramid is a tomb.
Yes.
Do you know what is a tomb?
Yes.
All of you, right? I wish I knew the Arabic word for tomb. But
I can help you with that if you want.
okay, great. What is it called? So that
It's called,
my students who are Arabic will understand what it is.
it's called qabr.
Okay, it's called a
Where
qabr.
actually they bury the pharaohs.
Okay, great. So
Great.
again, going back, ziggurats are basically built like in prehistoric times. Okay, it was built in Sumer, which is in Iraq and Assyria, because Iraq and Syria are really close by. It is in that area. Okay. It is a temple. Okay. It was meant for to pray to like gods, and also it was used as an astronomical observation deck. Okay. Another thing that you need to remember, the base is rectangular and it doesn't have any interior chambers. Okay. The base is rectangular. It is a temple. And the third thing, it is made of sun-baked mud bricks. So these are three things that you need to remember, okay, about ziggurats. One, it's a temple. Second, it is a base. The base is rectangular, or it can be oval, oval shape. Okay. And it is built of sun-baked mud bricks. Okay. An example of the ziggurat is the Great Ziggurat of Ur. Okay, so Ur is a place in Iraq somewhere. Okay, then you have pyramids. Just 1 second, guys. Hold on, please. So you all know what's a pyramid, right? Do you know what does a pyramid look like?
Yes.
What does it look like?
It has a square base and it's a prism. Yeah.
No, a prism is different. A prism is different. So a pyramid has a square base, and all the sides converge to a single point. Okay. So pyramids are used as a tomb, okay, to bury like rulers and queens, and they've also used to keep food and other supplies for the comforts of the pharaohs and the queens for their afterlife. But you need to know the difference. The pyramid is a tomb, okay. The structure is a square base, okay, and it was built using limestone, and the interior, some of the bigger pyramids had granite inside. Okay, so these three things you need to remember. Can you tell me the difference between these two buildings, maybe? Can you tell me the difference between these two, a pyramid and a ziggurat?
Granite inside or outside?
Sorry, granite inside.
Granite.
Inside.
You remember I visited Egypt before. I remember it is covered by outside on the head of pyramid.
They have
covered
granite
by granite upside.
You mean this one?
Upside before, but some people still did cover it outside before. Because I already studied there.
You studied in Egypt?
There we have three big pyramids. One name what it is Khufu, Khafra, and Khafra. Three, the biggest one.
Okay. So it is. So you know the material that is used.
I came inside also. I big one. I come inside before also before 10 years, more than 10 years. I go inside one. But inside, I did not see any granite inside. I saw granite upside. I remember that.
Maybe they don't allow for tourists to visit inside the chambers.
Inside?
The chambers.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to explain it to you. Where they have the mummy of the
No, yes,
pharaoh.
yes, yes, yes.
Can
But
you
some
go
sites you
inside
can visit.
this?
I
No,
already go inside, but not all rooms. Some rooms not allowed because queen
exactly.
rooms not allowed.
Yes, so these are
Yeah.
the rooms that have granite.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay.
Sorry, I have a cat and it's behaving crazy. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so please, can you tell me the difference between a pyramid and a ziggurat, please? Either any one of you, please. Of the three things that I told
Pyramid
you.
built by stone. You want rock by rock,
You have to remember
limestone rock.
which stone exactly. You can't just say stone. You have to remember which kind of stone.
I don't know exactly, but I know.
Mehfil, can you tell me what is the difference between ziggurats and pyramids, please?
I
Ziggurat,
remember that. Huh?
Mehfil, can you tell me the difference, please?
ziggurats are mainly temple, where
Okay,
pyramids are mainly known for tomb,
okay, great.
and the ziggurats are rectangular in base.
The base is rectangular.
Yeah,
Okay,
but the
you have
pyramids will have, sorry, and it is made with sun-baked mud brick. Ziggurats are made with baked mud brick.
with limestone.
The ziggurats are made with sun-baked
Yes, yes. I cannot hear you properly. Ziggurats are made with sun-baked. Yes,
mud,
mud
whereas
bricks.
the pyramids are made with limestone.
Okay.
Uh, what
What
and
else?
the example we told was one in the Ur.
Do you know the name of it? No.
No, ma'am.
It's called Great Ziggurat of Ur. Okay. Um, do you know what's a mastaba?
Mustafa?
Yes.
Yes, we know Mustafa.
What is mastaba?
The the first graph for queen, bronze queen.
It's what?
The first, this one bronze queen used to use it as graph.
A graph?
Yes.
What's a graph? Do any of you know what's a mastaba? Have you heard of the term mastaba?
Yes, yes. I'm trying to remember what I took in first year of architecture.
So it is also a tomb. It's also a tomb, okay, but it's a single layer tomb. So basically, it looks like a ziggurat, okay. I will try and open this for you. It looks so it looks basically like this. So it's a one level tomb, single level
Oh, okay.
tomb, okay, but it's still a tomb. So
Yeah.
they developed the pyramids based on the idea of a mastaba.
Yes.
This one's the concept for the king. The first concept.
Okay. So the question in the exam with relation to the pyramid and mastaba is like this: which one is correct regarding the ziggurats and pyramids? Okay. The first option is ziggurat side angles are towards cardinal points. Pyramid side angles are towards cardinal points. Pyramid and ziggurats are square in plan, or pyramids are made with stone, whereas ziggurats are made with dried bricks. Which is the correct answer?
The pyramid with with the
Limestone.
start connecting to one point.
We just did something.
Because I didn't understand the. Just repeat the options.
Okay. The options are, the question is, which one is correct regarding ziggurats and pyramids? Okay. Option 1, ziggurat side angles are towards cardinal points. 2, pyramid side angles are towards cardinal points. 3, pyramids and ziggurats are square in plan. Or 4, pyramids are made with stone, whereas ziggurats are made with dried bricks.
Oh,
The last one.
The last one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you understand this is the type of questions. I mean, this is a very easy question, okay, because we did this now. But if I ask you the question in, like, say in my 3rd class, y'all won't remember. Okay. Which is why I need y'all to go through all this information. Okay.
Mhm.
So you have ziggurats, pyramids. Then, have you heard of column orders?
Yes.
Can you name some of the column orders, or tell me something about column orders? Or where are they used?
Well, we have the Greek columns and we have the Roman columns. For,
Column orders.
Doric,
Mm.
Corinthian,
Mm.
and
Ionic.
Ionic. Okay. These are what? The Greek or Roman?
Greek columns.
Greek column orders. What are the Roman column orders?
There will be one Tuscan.
Okay. And
Also, this 3:
which one?
Doric, Ionic, Corinthian.
No. Doric, Ionic, Corinthians are very specifically Greek.
Okay.
Very specifically Greek. Okay. So
Okay.
you have Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. Okay. These are Greek column orders. Okay. Then you have Roman column orders, which is Tuscan and composite. Okay. So composite is basically a mix of between Ionic and Corinthian. But it was used for Roman buildings in the Roman times. Okay.
Okay.
So here you need to remember the names of the orders and the characteristics. Okay. Another thing. The Doric order is the simplest and shortest column. Okay. So a column that has a Doric order is the shortest column. Okay, because it has no decorative foot, no vertical fluting, and has a flared capital. Okay, so do you know what are the parts of the building of a Greek building? Okay, for example, sorry,
Used as for temple, correct?
they can be used as temples or they can be used for other buildings also.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you have the cornice, which is the top. Then you have the frieze. This part of the building has
Please
a
zoom
lot of
in, please.
sculptures. Then you
Please
have the
zoom the
architrave.
mention.
Sorry,
Zooming at mention which you mentioned, because I cannot read this one.
you cannot read.
Zooming, yes. Please.
Can you see it now?
Okay. So thank
Okay.
you.
So you have the cornice, the frieze, and the architrave. These three parts make up the entablature. Okay. Sometimes they ask you this question, like what are the parts that make up the entablature? So it will be the cornice, frieze, and the architrave. Okay. Then the capital and the shaft are the parts that make up the column. Okay. Then you have the stylobate, which is like the plinth. Okay, for the column, and then you have the stereobate, which is like the footing. Okay, that supports the whole structure. Okay, so you need to remember what are the parts of an entablature, what are the parts of the column. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then let's go back here. So, who is the designer of the Taj Mahal?
Shah Jahan.
Which option?
B.
Option B.
B. So you know which is the Taj Mahal, right, guys?
Indian.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, great, super. What is the type of plan of Byzantine churches? Does anybody know what? Okay, so there are not a lot of questions about churches in the exam. Okay, just FYI. But we can just go through those questions. Okay, there's not a lot of questions related to calculations either, though there are some of the questions in the presentations that are requiring calculations. So we'll just skip through them because they don't come in the exam. Okay, so if you want, I can help you with that after the class. Okay, so we won't do a lot of churches, but just in case you all want to answer this question, can you all tell me what is the type of plan of Byzantine churches?
Cross type.
Anybody else?
Option B.
So it's circular type.
Oh.
Okay. So, okay. What is the height of an Ottoman minaret? Do you know what is Ottoman and what is minaret?
Minaret, yes.
What is Ottoman? Does anybody know what is Ottoman? Huh?
Osman? This one Turkish, Turkish people.
Anybody else? Do you know the Ottoman was a big group of Turkish invaders? Did you know this?
Yes.
Everybody, right? So they had gone to because part of Turkey was invaded by Greeks before. So then when the Ottomans came, they converted some of the churches to mosques.
Yes.
Okay. And they added features like minarets in the buildings. Okay. So everybody knows what's a minaret, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, great. So what could be the height of an Ottoman minaret? Generally, the height.
C, 70. No, this one.
You know this one? So the height of an Ottoman minaret is more than 70 meters. Okay. Okay. We'll come to this now. Who is the master sculptor of the Parthenon? Do you know where is the Parthenon and where is the Pantheon?
Parthenon is in Greek.
In Greece and
Pantheon is in Rome.
is in Rome. How are they different? Or how are they similar? First, tell me the difference and then tell me the similarity, if anybody knows. Y'all got the material, right? So y'all should know this. Did anybody go through the material?
To be honest, I didn't have the time.
Okay.
I'm being very honest.
And I know a lot of my students are, but please.
You know how
really?
contracting is. I'm not making excuses, but you know
I
how it
know, I know, but honestly,
I know.
the hours that you'll spend on Instagram, please spend 15 minutes.
Oh, trust me, I barely open my Instagram. Trust me.
Read. Okay, on social media. Let's not be specific about social media.